Okay, so I don't know if you had anything you wanted to share.
I do.
Oh, okay.
Just one quick thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as you always say, take a sip. We record in advance, and we're actually sipping.
Here we are.
I want to give a shout out to our Instagram friend, KVNG Primetime.
Oh, I think that person has their own nostalgic podcast and also followed us on Twitter. Or they're different people with the same exact name and profile picture.
I'm sure they're the same person, but shout out to you, which I'm thinking is like King Primetime? Is that like what that means?
Yeah, I think it's a guy.
Or like Kevin,
maybe. Oh, I don't know.
Primetime? But love you, and that's it.
We love you.
So, what would you like to say?
Okay, well, we're gonna have to take another sip for mine, and you'll know why once I tell you. So take a sip.
Okay.
So I've been continuing to rewatch Degrassi, as I do once a year. And this year we've just kind of fallen down the rabbit hole because it's COVID, so I'm really getting into the later on seasons, which I don't know as well, but I'm like familiar with. And there's one episode that they did that was kind of like a horror movie spoof, I guess, but they reference Clue in it because they're in this creepy cabin and someone's like, oh, I need bug spray, or like something stupid. They're like, look in the drawer. And so this girl goes and she goes, no bug spray, but we got a rope, a candlestick, a wrench, a lead pipe, and then she goes, and a revolver. And everybody like pauses, and then she goes, magazine. It's a revolver magazine. It's like a magazine about guns.
What?
And then they just don't talk about it and move on with the rest of stuff. It was really ridiculous. And Degrassi is everywhere and everything.
Well, if this isn't the best intro to Footloose, I don't know what is.
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, 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 sisters. Sisters who've seen it.
Hello.
Hi there.
Howdy, y'all.
Welcome back.
Yeehaw! Ooh. Sorry about that. Thought it would be normal when I said that. Welcome back, listeners. We're glad to have you back. We've got a really fun, very exciting, upbeat. I feel like I need a little more energy. I'm sure it's going to come out as we talk, because this is a very energetic movie.
Oh, it is.
I know.
I feel very boppy. Like I want to bop right now.
I know. I see it and I love it. I love it. Let's jump right in. I'll introduce us right away. So we are the Sisters Who've Seen It, the podcast where two sisters who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
And I don't think I'm singing the tune right, actually, now that I say it. Bam, 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 bam.
I'm just gonna let you keep going as you figure out your memory.
I know it, but I don't. They played the song. You may know the actual answer to this, but it was played, I think, a minimum of 4 times.
Oh, so much.
Including the end credits.
I do not know that answer, and it played a lot.
And what's our movie?
Footloose!
Ooh! Footloose! Hip hop boop boop statue! Hey!
Jeez!
Louise!
Hold me up on my knees! Okay, I know we normally do synopsis, but I don't know if you could tell when I was screen sharing earlier, the funniest one-sentence description of Footloose.
Oh my god.
Are you ready for this?
I don't think so, but I'm excited.
An urban teenager who moves to a small town dominated by a fundamentalist preacher wages an ambitious war against adult repression.
Wow! That's pretty dramatic, and I'm not sure that actually highlights the events of the movie.
That person went through a thesaurus and was like, how do I make every word a little more extra?
They didn't even talk about dance.
Oh my god.
They didn't mention the word dancing.
No, that's the ambitious war, is your feetsies. You're getting footloose.
Okay, but if you didn't know that and you read that sentence, you could think there's a gang war, Degrassi style. I'm just saying. My god.
like, and it's PG. I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, there was
1984. So dark.
A lot of inappropriate things happening in this movie. I honestly don't think I've seen this movie through until this time around. I think I saw bits and pieces. Yeah, because there was a lot where I was like, what? Like, I just didn't recollect if I had seen it before. But it was entertaining, I think is the best word I'm going to use for this one.
You know, I know we will get into it, but my entire, takeaway was this town that thinks dancing is evil is a pretty evil town.
Yeah.
Like, they do some dark stuff to people, and they're like, you know what's the problem here? Dancing! And I'm like, really? Because, you have people beating the shit out of each other, and, throwing bricks through kids' windows.
And, stealing tractors, and aren't there only, 20 people in this whole town? How do we not know who stole the tractors? They're in the middle of the day in broad daylight. I don't understand. I don't get it. Very strange.
However, this, and I know we usually save this to the end, but I'd watch this again.
I'd watch it again. It's fun. It, gets you feeling dancy.
As, the evil parts of it and, the darkness, it's totally boppy and puts you in a good mood at the end.
Yeah.
That's its secret.
I feel like we should do, even if it's a mini synopsis, just to kind of lay out some of the themes in the movie, maybe. Do you want to do it or you want me to do it?
I'd like you to do it, since I read the one extra sentence.
Okay. Well, yeah, sets the scene pretty quickly because I'm pretty sure... Oh, no, you know what? You know what the first scene is? The first scene is feet, close-up of feet and shoes. But kind of also feet dancing while Footloose plays very loudly.
With Full House style credits.
Yes, but there were no faces. There was nothing. They were just shoes and feet and maybe a little bit of a calf every now and then. Also, I was not expecting that beginning, which is why I don't think I remember a lot of this movie. And it scared me. And I was holding the remote and I accidentally shut it off because I was like, whoa! I just did not think that's how it was going to start. And woo! So, we really get into it right away. And then, the other big theme is kind of this whole church, and people go to church here, and then we're in church, and you see the main character, Kevin Bacon, whose name is Ren.
Yep.
Like Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
So you see him and his mom, and then you see some other characters. You see the main, I guess, love interest, Ariel, not the mermaid, I'll tell you that. She's got
some issues.
We're gonna talk about her. And then there's some other people. And so basically it's everyone's at church. And then you see the preacher. And the preacher's kind of another main character. And he's the dad of Ariel. And then you kind of learn, Ren, Kevin Bacon, he's the new kid. And so he goes to the high school. He right away meets his best friend. What a great first day. I mean, you think you're gonna get in a fist fight with some weird guy in the hall. And then they somehow bond. And I'm not sure, but it happens.
Felt very masculine. Very I get it. You make fun of each other and punch each other and then you love each other. Okay. 1984.
Yeah, I was kind of was that guy just maybe that guy was just really lonely. What was the best friend's name? I have it somewhere.
Kevin
Herbert?
Bacon. No.
Kevin Bacon.
What is it?
Oh,
Hubert?
shoot. I really did not write. Oh, Chuck? No, Chuck's the bad guy.
Wait, I gotta look this up.
Please do. I think I just wrote best friend everywhere.
Well, the problem was I did a lot of really bad spelling because there was some twang for this movie. And as I reread what I wrote, I'm like, that's not right. That can't be right.
I just wrote best friend. It's everywhere.
Willard.
Was it?
Willard.
Okay. Maybe.
I was saying Herbert. So maybe I have a hearing issue. Wait, how about the person that you did not expect in this movie who is totally famous for completely other things? Oh,
SJP! Oh, yeah! I'm sorry, I had to hear the rest of the theme song because I was like, there's music? Is it a musician? Is it a singer? It's Sarah Jessica Parker!
A young Sarah Jessica Parker.
Very animated best friend who doesn't seem to care about her own life as much as her friend's life.
A little codependent.
Little bit. So basically, the whole plot of the movie is Kevin Bacon's the new guy, and Ariel, kind of is interested in him, but she has this guy that, like, I don't know if it's her boyfriend or if they just kind of, you know, hook up or whatever. But there's issues where that guy basically hates Kevin Bacon, and then that's a whole thing. Kevin Bacon loves to dance, and he's like, guys, dancing's the best. And everyone's like, no, Kevin, don't do it, Kevin. Don't listen to music in your car, Kevin. And like, what the frick? And the preacher, who is Ariel's dad,
John Lithgow.
Yeah, he was actually really good in this. I thought he did a good job.
He's great.
He's not like a stereotypical totally evil preacher, because I did feel like there was some good to him. He was like a little more fleshed out, but his whole thing is, if you dance and you listen to music, it leads to like drinking and drugs and sex, and then people die. Because then you find out that Ariel's older brother died by like driving off a bridge or something because of music or something.
Yes. They were coming back from a dance. And they were drinking, and then they got in a car accident and died.
Right.
However, let me add this little tidbit. Footloose is based on a true story.
Oh, dear. Is it from, like, the 50s, though? Or is it from, like...
So this is kind of wild. In the 1890s, okay? So we're going back. Wait. 1890s going back.
Yeah.
Elmore City, Oklahoma had this happen where kids were drinking. They were trying to, like, get a hold of it, and they tied it to dancing, and so they outlawed it. And all the way up until 1979 was it still a law.
Oh my god.
And then a bunch of, you know, high schoolers who wanted to have a senior prom, just like this movie, fought back and they changed the law.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
But they just missed all the music from the 60s and come on.
Right?
People?
The 60s music and 50s?
Jesus.
Oklahoma.
Well, you know, in the end, basically, they just want to have, like you said, they just want a prom.
Yeah.
They just want to all dance. Let's dance. And they have to go to this town hall and convince the preacher. I don't know why the preacher has, like, multiple town positions, but he does. So, very interesting. And then we just end with, you know, dancing. And we... Hut up behind this him. Hey, hooey. I don't think I know any of their lines. I know that been working so hard.
Every done down in my heart. You're burning, yearning. Oh, yeah. Okay. Can we talk about the real star of it? We just learned his name.
Willard.
It's Willard!
I loved him. I was like, is this guy been in any other movies?
I mean, Chris Penn. He's one of the Penn brothers. Like, definitely was in a lot of movies in the 80s. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I should know more, and I don't.
But nothing, like, iconic, I guess, that I could think of.
I don't think so, but someone could definitely school me on that. I just, his whole, I don't know how to dance, and then my friend teaches me how to dance, and I try really hard, and then I, like, kill it at the senior prom.
Oh my god.
was here for it. I was loving it.
Wait, when you suggested this movie in our last episode, you said that I had to look out and pay attention to what other movie character that we've done that he reminds me of, and I think I have a guess now. Do you remember asking me that?
Nope, but
Oh, you were like, pay attention to the end with the best friend and tell me if he reminds you of any other movie character of a movie we've done. So I think he reminded me of Bigfoot from a Goofy movie because he does the whole, like, staying alive pose. And that was pretty great. And I don't know if that's what you were thinking, but that's where my mind went.
Okay, it's as if I literally time traveled because I don't remember this conversation.
Oh, no.
But honestly, that is the best answer you could have ever given because he does do the craziest John Travolta.
He does, like, a pose.
Oh, I know. I was Grease when John Travolta does the Grease thing, but literally Bigfoot is so much better.
I mean, it's 6 Degrees John Travolta. I know it's Kevin Bacon movie, but, like, everything leads back to John Travolta. Let's be real. Oh my god. Yeah, I loved him.
God.
I thought he was an awesome character. He was just very, like, go with the flow. And there's one joke he makes in the beginning where Kevin Bacon is like, what do you guys do around here? And he, like, makes, like, you know, the inappropriate motion. And then Kevin's like, huh. And he's like, huh, just kidding. It's like, what? Good one, guys.
Oh, I loved it. If I had to break this into like good and evil, he was on like the good side. Sarah Jessica Parker was like a silly good high schooler that just liked boys and wanted to see her friend get a boyfriend. Like there was definitely like innocence, but then there was like this whole dark side.
Yeah, I was like, is Chuck gonna get arrested? Please don't promote him to like chief of police or to the church. Somebody needs to help the child, because I'm confused. There was also like a corrupt teacher? What the heck was that?
I don't know.
Was that even a teacher, or was it just a high school boy? I assumed it was a teacher, because all these people are probably like in their 20s and 30s playing high school.
Wait, are you talking about the guy with like the bow tie burning books? Or are you talking about
No, it was
else?
So I'm thinking of the scene where they try to frame Kevin Bacon with the drugs. And I know the framer was a high school kid, because it was like the friend of the Chuck guy. But then like some man is like, I knew you had drugs on you. And then he brings him in the bathroom, and then Kevin's like, it wasn't me. And then somehow he gets out of it. But it was confusing, and I was confused.
Well, Kevin Bacon knew, I'm being set up with a joint. And so he ran to the bathroom and flushed the joint as if like, if I got rid of the evidence, you can't get me in trouble. Oh. Which I would love to know if like anyone could use that today. Like, can you imagine a principal seeing you holding drugs, but you flushed it in the toilet and you're like, see? No proof. So, I mean, I walk away.
These kids get in trouble for playing music. I feel like he's getting in trouble for that. I'm just saying. Like, I don't think that would fly.
Okay, that's where you're right that John Lithgow is kind of positioned as the evil dictator, but it's really about Chuck. Chuck, the scary boyfriend who is doing tractor chicken races, trying to kill people, beats the shit out of Ariel.
Yes, domestic
violence.
Throws
a brick through a window with little kids sleeping.
I know, I hated that.
Someone has to help Chuck.
Yeah, I don't think Chuck went to church either. Which in this town, I feel like would be the main red flag, because it seems like everybody was up in there. It was like all high school and all the adults. It was confusing. Again, this is a small town. I'd like to know how many people live in this town, because I have questions.
Yeah.
Many questions.
Should we go scene by scene, or should we skip to the most important ones? Because I wrote a lot of notes.
Oh, we can go through in order. I mean, we talked about the dancing in the beginning, and then in the beginning you see them all in the church. I didn't understand that Kevin Bacon was a new guy right away, because it was like he was looking over at Ariel, and then her and her friends were giggling. So to me, I was like, oh, you guys all know each other, and then they're like, here's the new guy, and I was like, wait, what? Why are you giggling at someone you don't know who's looking at you? That's so weird. What are you doing? I don't understand.
Well, and then I don't know, I guess because I remember the movie, I'm like, oh, that's just the setup. The thing that jarred me was Ariel. They all are we're going to the soda shop.
Oh, Jesus.
And then they drag race. Oh, Chuck.
All bad decisions relate to Chuck. Yeah.
Relate to Chuck. She literally is straddling two cars, and the whole theme she has is basically trying to almost die, right? She jumps in front of a train. Right. She's on the car trying to kill herself, and you're like, dude, dancing's the bad thing here?
Yeah, exactly.
Guys,
I'm like,
what?
That truck driver, if he lives in town with all the 15 other people, shame on him for not, speaking up, because I just assume everyone knows everyone, so I'm confused.
Well, and then she Batman style flies into the truck, and I'm like, that's not how that happens. That's definitely not how that happens. And by the way, can you, first of all, I put my arm out of the window far enough, and I'm like, oh my god. I mean, she literally had her whole body straddling two cars. I was like, what? And then her friends are really mad at her, and then 3 seconds later, they're like, oh girl, you're crazy.
Yeah, she's like, steal me some fries, and she's like, okay, crazy. I'm like, no, someone get her a counselor. I'm concerned.
Literally, she has
concerning things.
She has a lot of issues.
A lot of concerning things.
And then I think because we just did Grease, I had, they went to the diner, and I was they played the music, and it was very doo-doo, Dude.
Oh,
like I just had like
Danny Zuko and Kaneki, they're sitting in the corner, they're judging everyone. Yep.
Rizzo's like, oh yeah, you straddled a car, I straddled a truck. You
The best part is like, why was the preacher there? Like, what, he just was like, what? My daughter is kind of suicidal. Let me go check on her. And then he's like, you play music, for shame.
He came and said, I thought you would need money.
Oh, snap, you're 100%
soda
right.
and whatever food.
But that's what I mean about him, though. They gave him, like, certain lines and certain things where you're like, oh, you're not, like, a total jerk.
Yeah.
There is some good to you.
Totally. So, okay, here's the thing with him, though. Both him and the wife, who is Diane
Weiss.
Who's...
No, Weiss. No T.
Weist.
No, Weiss. There's no T.
So, like, you and me, Weiss? What? It's spelled with a T. That's just me.
Oh, okay. I can't spell.
What? Okay, that's not the point of the story.
Anyway.
The point of the story is that Ariel, like the actual actors in real life, she was only like 10 years younger than them.
Oh, it's so weird.
Same with Kevin Bacon. So, I don't know. I mean, I know that they dressed them up to like look like the parents, but I'm like, did you get that vibe that they seemed kind of like all this? I don't know.
Honestly, not with the parents, but I think that's because they acted like very traditional parents.
Okay.
And I think if they didn't have the maybe church religion angle, maybe I wouldn't have felt that way.
Okay.
Did you know who Kevin Bacon's mom was? She was a mom in another movie, 80s movie.
Karate Kid.
Oh. That was her? I wasn't what I think. I didn't think that was her.
Oh, I thought
she was the
so.
mom in Gremlins.
Oh, yeah.
Which, like, there might be karate in there, but I'm not sure. So. But, yeah, I didn't get that sense with many of the other parents. I did have some questions about... Okay, so Ren and his mom moved to the town for some reason that doesn't stick in my brain, and they're living with her cousin, someone, brother. And then there's like parts where like, so it's his uncle. I need like a family tree because I don't know why I was so confused.
Start with the preacher.
Okay, so his uncle, right, was the man who lived in the home. Okay.
Okay.
Because there are scenes where he's like, I'm not trying to be your father. And I was like, ew, that's gross to say. Don't say that. That's like nasty. And then the little girls are like, he's hot. I'm like, aren't y'all related? I'm confused. What is the relationship out here? I don't get it.
Nothing makes sense.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't just me.
Here was my made up story from the movie. First I thought the dad died. And then the mom needed to like make money, but the dad left.
Right.
And then I think as a result, they were like, oh, how do we survive? And then I thought the uncle, like her brother was doing a favor and says, come live with me. You'll get a job here. I'm making this all up because no one ever stated this, but that was what made sense in my head. But you're right. The little cousins were like, what a fox. And I'm like, ew.
Yeah, it was like, like, again, that's a little gross. And like, I thought you guys went to church. So like, that's surprising me. I have questions. You guys have your own questions. You should go talk with someone about your feelings. Everyone needs a counselor in this town, as per usual.
But do you know where they're from?
Who?
Kevin Bacon and his mom.
Where Kevin Bacon's from? Oh!
Like in the movie!
Oh, is it Chicago?
Yeah!
Yeah! I do remember that. I was like, that's pretty cool. And he was like, there was a lot of dancing in Chicago.
Okay, in the TikTok generation, the Footloose needs a revival, but only as like TikTok dances, because I've never seen anyone that excited about dancing that had his archetype. Man, rebel, that he's like, man, you guys really need to shake those hips. That's what your problem is.
He did have a very unique sport.
Oh my god.
Okay, but honestly,
Katie,
Bridge, I was like, this is the Bob
died.
scene. I really felt like that was the Bob scene, and I guess I could still say it is. But then I found out later in the movie, oh no, he was on the gymnastics team, but nobody explained that. I thought he was just trying to have a conversation with his best buddy while he's doing like bar stunts, like Simone Biles. I was so confused.
Okay. Just because I cannot believe how in sync we are, I literally wrote, I'm sharing my screen. This is too good. Okay, do you see this right there?
Okay, yeah.
What the Simone Biles, gymnast? Ha ha ha, Bob scene. Oh my God.
It's so real.
It's so real.
Okay,
so here's the thing that I read about that.
please tell me. I have questions.
Kevin Bacon, I think he's someone that, like, he takes, I don't know if it's the technique, like, method or whatever, but he takes it really serious. So he wanted to do all his own stunts, meaning gymnastic stunts, which, like, what?
That was something.
Yeah, so he, clearly, that was not him. Like, eventually they were like, yeah, like, this can't be you. And then he said that the director told him to lie to, like, the public and say that that was him.
Oh.
And I'm sorry, that was, like, the cheesiest thing ever. Like, he literally jumped on scene and he was like, whew, that was a good backflip. And I was like, what? No one believed it, Kevin. No one.
If I was the best friend in that scene, I would have been like, Kev... /Ren, why are we having this conversation right here right now? I'm not on the gymnastics team. I don't know if you know that. I wear a cowboy hat and, like, I've got masculinity issues. What are we doing? Couldn't you talk with me about this after? Like, it was so weird. And I was like, is this going to play into the movie any other part? I mean, like, he had some acrobatic dance moves, so maybe that was, like, something.
Okay, maybe it played into it, but he never talked about it. The only thing it played into was, man, everything I try in this town, I'm just getting, like, screwed. And, like, I tried to make the gymnastics team and I didn't make it. And I tried to do this. And, like, that was the only time.
I think he did make the gymnastics team, but they kicked him off. I thought they said he was like, I'm off the team now. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Because, like, what team? Is it just you? What's happening?
Wait, but can we go back to his acrobatics that at the end, he takes the rope and Tarzan style swings.
My God.
Does, like, a backflip, and I'm like, what is happening? What is happening?
He did, like, a Batman style, like, jump kick when he was fighting Chuck at the end. I was like, what is going on? You don't need, you're not earning a medal here. Like, focus.
Honestly, the toxic masculinity would never allow a character like that without, like, placing him as gay.
Right.
Right? And it was, like, kind of fun to see, but they just did it so cheesy. Like,
I know.
He was so cheesy.
He came off to me as, like, his own authentic person. He was like, I don't know, I want to wear a tie. And the mom's like, I'm gonna wear a tie on the first day of school. You're gonna really stick out. He's like, I don't care, I want to wear a tie, whatever. And then he's like, I'll wear my leather jacket. And then it's like, everyone makes fun of him. And I was like, he looks cool. Back up. Don't make me call the T-Birds out here, okay? Because I'll do it.
He also rolled up in a punch buggy.
A yellow punch buggy, which is like, whoa.
Wow. I mean, with his tapes and punch buggy, I mean, how could Ariel not like him? My God.
Ariel.
Also, wait, I have to just address this because this comment I have at one point. That was the whitest town of all time.
Yeah.
Well, Elmore City, Oklahoma, clearly, but so white, and the whole movie's about dancing, and I'm like,
yeah.
TikTok disagrees.
There was a remake of Footloose in the 2000s. Well, now we're in the 2000s. But, like, there was one that was made. I don't think it did as well. Yeah. And it probably, like, was still a bunch of white people, which is stupid.
Okay, so we need to... First of all, Kevin Bacon is just the best. But we also need to give him super kudos because this movie had another name. And I'm not making this up. This sounds like I'm making this up. I'm not.
Don't say Loosefoot. Don't say Loosefoot.
No, it's not.
Don't. Okay. I just want to make sure.
But Kevin Bacon, like, offhand was like, this scene, I want to blah, 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 be Footloose. And then the director's like, that's the title. But the original title that was, like, almost down to the wire gonna make it was called Cheek to Cheek.
What does it have anything to do with the movie?
I think it's the same person that came up with You Should Be a Gymnast and talked to a Willard while doing backflips. It's Bob. That was definitely Bob. Bob did it again.
I can't even think of, like, did anyone even kiss anyone else on the cheek anytime, anywhere? No. So, like,
Oh
what
my
are we
God, I
doing?
can't.
Was there any butt cheeks in this movie? I don't think so. So, like, no way. There was a lot of tight pants, though.
Oh, that was that was on purpose.
For butt cheeks? So they could reinforce the cheek to cheek.
That tight
title.
pants, like, literally Kevin Bacon talks all about how these pants were, like, extra tight on purpose and he, like, couldn't breathe.
Well,
Why?
yeah, I mean, I guess to, like, show off his butt, but then, like, nobody commented on his butt, so, like, what's the point of having a butt, you know?
I don't know.
Interesting.
But yeah.
I was just gonna say Kevin Bacon.
Oh, yeah.
I think he did a good job with the dancing. It was, like, it was different type of dancing than...
It was physical.
Yeah.
It was little boy, physical, kick in the air, and physical.
Okay, there's that, and then, so the part where he drives away in angst and, like, blasts music by himself, and he is, like, wearing very tight clothes. He gets so into his dancing, he does a running cartwheel in mid-air. What is that even? Like, that was the gymnastics. I was like, whoa, dude. He literally was just flying. I was like, is this like your superhero reveal? Like, you just can fly? Is that what's happening? I don't know what's happening.
And I feel like no one brings that up.
I brought it up because I saw it. And I will never forget it.
I mean, when people talk about this movie, they're not like, Kevin Bacon does like a different kind of dancing. Like, no one says that. They're all just like, yeah, Footloose. And I'm like, oh, okay.
It was impressive.
Okay, so Abby,
Yep.
my first mentor,
Yep.
She would always say that her boys, she always talked about that, like, boys didn't know how to dance. Parents, like, dad knows how to dance because it was taught in schools, and then it kind of, like, left school. So there was this point in time where, like, men didn't really know how to dance, and, like, they did a lot of Kevin Bacon, like, karate chops. And then she talks about how when NSYNC and Backstreet Boys got popular, it was a way for, like, young men to learn how to dance. It was like 1, 2, clap, 1, 2, clap. And that's how I felt what Kevin Bacon did to Willard. And I thought, oh my God, how many men need Kevin Bacon to do, like... And I don't know why I'm talking about NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, but it, like, made me think that Kevin Bacon was the NSYNC Backstreet Boys to, like, our generation.
I wish Willard was in a early 2000s boy band, because, like, he would have been my favorite. He would have just, like, punched every, like, interviewer for no reason. Sarah Jessica Parker would be on the side and like, no, don't do it. Stop it. But then he'd be a great dancer, because he was at the end.
I was thinking of Together. Like, he'd be like, together, you and me for... And he would be like...
I have the hardest part of breaking up is getting back your stuff. Don't get me started. I can sing the whole song. Don't get me started.
Wait, can you imagine? He comes in, he takes on gymnastics like his best friend Kevin Bacon. He, like, does a backflip and then, like, is the star of Together. I mean, we're all seeing it.
My God.
I love it.
That's the remake we all need.
Okay.
So, but he was a good dancer, and then, of course, from that scene, that's when Ariel, she's just stalking him as he's trying to practice his flying in the air, and then she's like, hey, I'm here too, let's make out. And he's like, no, I don't want to. But then they do later, so that's cool.
She was a lot.
She was giving me major Jenny vibes from Forrest Gump.
Yes.
Right?
But, like, okay, so your trauma is your brother died unexpectedly, and, like, you know, your father's this big authoritative figure. Okay, fine, I like, kind of get it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, it was dark. I mean, she was getting beat to all hell by her boyfriend, and, like, black eyes, trying to basically sleep with everybody, because that's, like, her reputation, right? She has sex with everybody. She tried to kill herself twice, with cars and trains.
There was probably more that we didn't even know about, so yeah.
And she totally was, like, Chacha LaGuardia, whatever her name is.
DiGiorgio.
With her tractor, like, yeah, get started, boys.
Oh my
and
God,
I was like,
know.
Let me get this straight. Your whole personality, besides these wild moments, is, I'm gonna get out of here. I've applied to colleges. Like, this small town's got nothing for me. But then you're involved in everything in the small town.
Know.
And, like, everything revolves around you, and you create all the drama. What? I don't know. It was hard to believe her. She was all over the place.
I really feel like they were trying to... Because with the whole backstory, which again, didn't remember. And they dropped that like in the middle of the movie, and it's very casually. It's like after the four of them leave the town and they go to some dance place, and then they're coming home and they're like, oh, we're on this bridge, like something. And they're like, this is the bridge that they all died. And then I think it's Sarah Jessica Parker. She's like, Ariel's brother died on this bridge, you know? I was like, did Ariel want to talk about that? No? Okay. Why don't you?
Sarah Jessica Parker
keep it quiet.
Was so annoying.
Keep it quiet, girl. Yeah, she needs chill pill. Yeah.
She was extra.
But I was kind of like, okay, so like I'm understanding, not excusing, but I'm understanding a little more maybe some of the things that she's choosing to do. And then like later in the movie, she like kind of talks about it with the dad, and then the wife kind of talks about it with the dad, but it's not talked about enough where it like is purposeful or like important. They kind of reference it and then that's it. And you're like, so why? They could have gone so much more into that, and I think it would have made it a lot better.
Totally.
If, like, she had actually even talked about why she was doing certain things, or even, like, talked with the dad about, like, what happened. Because I don't even think she mentions it to the dad at all. She just talks to the dad about, like, you say that everything is a sin, and blah, blah, and I used to believe everything you say, and I'm older, and I don't believe any of that anymore. And you're like, oh, because, like, the brother died, and, like, you guys always do the right thing, but, like, he still died, and, like, it was horrible. But then they, like, don't talk about it anymore. So.
And then she screams in the middle of church,
I'm
not a virgin, Daddy!
And he was like, ah! And I was like, ah!
I was like, is this place gonna burn down? Literally, she was like the person that showed up and was like, I'm gonna burn it all down.
I'm gonna burn it.
She literally like came in and was like, I'm ready to take him down. I was like, whoa. I don't know if I would scream to my dad that I've had sex as a 17-year-old. I don't know what 17-year-old. I mean, I get you want to like get a rise out of him, but she was already getting a rise out of him all the time. So right. I don't, like, she wasn't ignored. He was very attentive. I'm so confused.
And I'm pretty sure that's the scene then when the dad gets so upset, he slaps her in the face.
Again, abused again.
That was a pretty low point for him, his character. And he never apologizes. And then it immediately cuts to some rando person who's like, Reverend, quick, come look at this. And it's like the weird other adults that are like burning books.
I'm telling you.
And then he just leaves his daughter that he slapped on the ground.
This entire movie is like an evil town doing horrible things.
Well,
and somehow the scapegoat is dancing.
It's funny how you say that because in the very beginning, I wrote this exact line. I said, ugh, this is like a cult-themed episode of The X-Files. Because literally.
It was so gossipy, right? They were like, that boy Ren's in town. Oh, everybody know about Ren. Oh, Ren had a joint. Oh, that Ren got kicked off the team.
Yeah, the mom got like fired because of Ren somehow. I'm like, what the
They had like Twitter style speed with the like gossip. How does that happen?
Ren was trending in that town, I'll tell you that.
He went viral right away. Yeah.
Yeah, just, I don't know. It's just, I felt like they started to do a lot of good things with the family dynamic, but then they wouldn't continue it. And you're like, ooh, okay, well, yeah, we didn't get far enough.
And I'm with you. And the mother, like, you know, sorry, go women, but only one keeping it together. She basically had to, like, tell him to get it together, and he's a big old jerk face.
Yeah. That's another thing. The wife, she kind of points out to him, she's like, you're just doing all this because of our son. And then you're like, yeah, definitely. Like, he wasn't always like this, and, like, now he thinks like this. Yeah, let's have a conversation about it. But then they, like, don't. And you're like, all right, so, again, we kind of started something that could have been good, and then you're like, anyway, look at Ren dancing over there in that back alley. Goodness.
Do you know what Ren did? He was sticking. You see him on that gymnastics pole?
I know. Yeah, the wife is basically like, the reverend's like, that music and that dancing makes kids want to have sex. And then she like literally laughs at him and she's like, kids just want to have sex. Do you remember when you were a kid? Because like, you want to have sex.
And she's like, we're only 10 years older than our daughter. So like, let's face it.
Let's just hope Diane Weiss's character is the one teaching the sex ed in the high school.
Please.
because they need something, because there's things happening in the woods, and, like, I'm concerned about, like, ticks and things like that, so.
Oh, because the scene that they're, like, having sex in the woods, and she's, like, leaves Chuck or whatever.
It's a lot of communicable things that could be happening, so. Again, Jenny vibes. I'm getting Jenny vibes.
Yeah, it's Forrest Gump Jenny. So, okay, here's the other thing, like, because I still think it was an uplifting movie, but I know why. Is they kind of made us suffer for the first half of the movie, because you're just like, all right, this isn't happening. There's no dance. It's kind of like Rocky. There wasn't a lot of dancing. We're like, misled me that we're going to be like fancy Footloose, and that doesn't really happen. But then when they go to the dance club, when they go across the state border, I literally wrote, finally, some fun, because this movie is a little sassy.
Well, the three of them have fun, and then Willard is like a little Debbie Downer at the table. He's like, I don't know how to dance, and I'm gonna be sad and look at SJP having a good time. I'm like, what's happening? Come on, get your fancy feet on.
Can I tell you, because this still happens today.
There's Debbie Downers.
Men, women, anybody? No, I'm talking like weddings. I assume if you go to a club, let's face it, if you don't like to dance, you probably don't go to a club. But if you're at a wedding or you're at like a family party and the music comes on and the person you're with wants to dance, just go out there and look like an idiot.
Yeah.
Don't be the person that doesn't dance, right?
Yeah.
Literally, Mose looks like a dinosaur and I'm just like, well, he's out here. So here we are. Okay? And we're gonna have fun. Okay? Thank you for being up here.
I love it. You should teach him some of Willard's moves, because he had some good ones at the end.
Willard also was like a little CrossFit. Like, I feel like there was like some moves that I was like, where did we learn that? Like, it feels like a gym workout.
Well, he had a lot of pent up something happening, because I just feel like he just wanted to keep punching people.
Yeah, he really did.
Some people needed to get punched in this movie, definitely. But also, like, take a chill pill, you know?
Yeah.
Let it out through dance. Okay,
True.
that's a better outlet.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying. And again, the Reverend isn't making any comments about how everyone's getting punched in the face in this town. He's just, don't listen to the music, everybody.
And they're all smoking cigarettes, like every single one of them. But I'm like, okay, it's the 80s, so like, I guess everyone just like thought that was normal. Okay, so they go to the dance club, then they realize like, oh, this is super cool. Ren then becomes like the cool dude. Chuck then starts to hate him more and more. Then Ren and Ariel become like kind of official. And
kind of.
That's when the smallest little teensy idea from the smallest little teensy conversation turns into, yeah, I'm gonna overthrow a law in the town by having a senior dance. I was like, what?
I mean, he goes all in there. He did like, well, Ariel kind of did the research for him, but he, you know, dressed nice, I suppose.
But no, I mean, like, the idea, like, Willard was like, I mean, wouldn't it be crazy if we had a dance? And then Ren was like, wait, that's it, a dance. And I'm like, wait, that's literally like someone like, hey, how you doing? And you're like, God, I'd go for a walk. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna make a hiking trail and a mountain, and you're gonna go for a walk for miles. And you're like, wait, pull it back, what?
Bridget, again, he is a boy, he's got lots of pent-up energy, he can't do gymnastics anymore because he was cut from the gymnastics team, so I don't know what's happening. If he doesn't get a chance to dance and let that out, he's gonna ride more tractors and almost kill people. I'm just saying, because, like, that was scary, too.
That was a good scene, though, with his shoelaces getting stuck. I forgot about that. I was like, that's pretty funny, whoever came up with that.
I love how he's just, like, it happened so quickly, like, there was it was something stupid where someone was like, he's gonna race you on a tractor, and then Ren's like, what? And then literally the next scene, Ren's in a tractor that somebody stole, and then all these people, like, I didn't even know he had this many friends at this point, they're like, this is how you do the tractor, it's happening so fast, and he's like, what? And then they leave, and he goes, how did I get myself into this? And I was like, I don't know, Ren, I don't know either. How did I get here? How are we here? What's happening?
I mean, wouldn't it have been so much better if it was just like him dancing towards the other tractor and like
he just does like, a mid-air cartwheel and like flings the tractor off the trail. That I believe.
I believe that.
It's not too far.
He starts somersaulting over the tractor. I love it. Oh, God.
That would have been good. Somebody edit that on YouTube.
But, okay, we do have to give, though, Kevin Bacon's character for Ariel being the Jenny Forrest Gump toxic, like, so mentally damaged, need to do a lot of healing.
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon kind of had his act together. I mean, he stood up for himself. He got upset, but he wasn't, like, out of control, like how Chuck was. Or I mean, I put down this line line because I was like, wow, good for you. Where Ariel is like, yeah, we're going to do this dance and screw my father. And he was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. You can't turn my fight into a screw your old man. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. Right. It's not all about you, Ariel.
Yeah. Way to go, Ren. Yeah. And then he backflipped out of the scene. Okay.
That probably happened. The only thing that, like, they gave him that was, like, a tough thing about his life was the whole dad situation. And I guess you could consider the move, too. That can be hard for some people.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy, you remember in the beginning of the movie when he first plays the music and the best friend's like, I don't know if that's a good idea, Ren. But he doesn't, like, stop it. And then they get pulled over in, like, 1 second. I'm like, what is going on? Does anyone know about Chuck? Do you guys know about this guy named Chuck? Because he lives in this town and there's only 10 of you. So I'm concerned.
Chuck. Not dancing.
Go find
not
him.
Kevin Bacon. Everybody needs to get Chuck because Chuck is scary.
Stealing tractors, throwing bricks, committing domestic violence assaults. Okay, anyway, the cop smacks him in the face. Do you remember that? He takes the cassette tape of his music and he slaps him in the face.
Oh my god, I missed that.
Kevin Bacon's like, why are you taking my cassette? And he's like, shut up, you. I was like, this is police brutality. And I hate it. I hate all of it. Hate it.
God.
And then he doesn't get his music. So yes, and he didn't, but that's the thing though. He didn't like freak out. He didn't make the situation worse. He was like, this is so dumb, but I'm not gonna like punch a cop.
Yeah.
The only time he really kind of, lets loose with his fists is when Chuck's at the dance.
Ooh!
Does a mid-air.
Ooh!
Karate kick to the face.
Okay, but wait. Again, just kind of giving Kevin Bacon's character, some props. When he does decide that he's going to overthrow this law, that the entire town is against him.
For the past 100 plus years, apparently. So what?
Yeah. He literally rolls up to town hall with like a book report style, fits his tie, and he's ready to go with the book report. And then he like literally is like, these are the reasons we should be able to dance. And I'm like, wait, this is again the evil town where like terrible things are happening. Like the preacher just slapped his kid.
Yep.
And you're up here with a book report and he's like, in the Bible, they say dancing is something people have done.
Yeah, basically. The line he kept repeating was he goes, leaping and dancing. Leaping and dancing. That's what they did, according to the Bible. I'm like, Jesus Christmas, Ren, take a chill pill.
And he kept screaming about King David.
Yeah, that's where they were leaping and dancing. They were leaping and dancing in there, didn't you? Yeah, and then I love how also in that scene, he's very passionate, he's like selling it, and then he just leaves.
Yeah.
Like he just then walks out, like he doesn't like wait to like hear what he says. He's like, bye, and like does the Bible drop.
Yeah, he literally dropped the Bible like a mic. You're right.
It was pretty interesting, I guess. And then the next day I was like, so do you know what happened? Because I don't know what happened. Do you know what happened?
I have no idea what happened.
What happened? Who knows?
Well, and then his the old wise boss of his like random side job.
Yeah, I don't know what that job was.
I always felt like he had like a little bit of like wheat in his lip, and he was always like in the corner like, hey kid, you don't know how to do this job, I'll hire you.
He kind of felt like he was like a random ghost boss, because you're like, you don't seem to show up in any other town places, so do you just haunt this area and help out little, children? Is that what's going on?
100% Beetlejuice ghost parents.
Yeah.
He was his ghost boss.
He was a ghost boss. He was helping out, yeah.
And he was like, hey, so I know that law is not working. And he's chewing on his wheat, and he's like, but there's this building that's across the town line.
It was
and that's
like
the way to get around it. Didn't get it all. Went over my head.
I don't know. There was like a little creek, and then somehow that was what made it okay, and I don't know. But like Chuck drove his car right up to it. So like, what are you talking about? What does a creek have anything to do with it?
It was the most anticlimactic yes. It was like, oh, we got it. And then everyone was just like blowing up balloons. I'm like, wait, wasn't that like the hardest thing to overturn a law?
That's what I mean. That's why I was like, wait, so we didn't even know what the council said, number one. The only reason we're able to do this is because your random ghost boss was like, yo, go use my abandoned building that I probably died in and I haunt forever. Get in there. there. Like, it was just interesting. And then what? The Reverend and Diane Weiss are creeping in the cornfield,
So creepy.
watching the youths trying to have their dance. Get out of here. What's wrong with you people?
And of course they happen to miss Chuck trying once again to beat the living crap out of people. Although I did love that line because Sarah Jessica Parker the whole time is like, Willard, don't fight. Willard, don't fight. And then at that scene, he's like 5v1 and she's like, Willard, beat us.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa,
Awesome.
Sarah Jessica Parker.
And I was also like, were you guys dating? Because I don't know what's happening.
No one
but
knows.
it's
I mean,
great.
she literally like lives for her friend Ariel. It was weird.
She just,
I was like, you need your own life, SJP. But it's coming. It's coming.
Also, at some point, all the guys in Ren's friend group, including him, I believe, got motorcycles? Is there a motorcycle store in the small town? Because there was a scene where it was just all of them on motorcycles and the girls were like on the back. And I was like, wait a second. Where's your cool car, Ren? Come on.
I am so happy you brought that up because it reminded me of the Fern Gully, like, Beetle Gang, where I was like, wait, what? Why do you all have motorcycles? Like,
you guys have wings. You don't need these. This is a waste. What are we doing? I don't think they wore helmets, so that's even more dangerous. Protect your heads. Okay.
Yeah, and then the other thing that made me laugh this entire movie, which I guess we didn't talk about too much, but they were like, dancing leads to drinking, and that leads to damage. And I'm like, they were drinking the entire film.
They were.
And then when they finally had the dance, there's no booze in sight.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think we didn't see anyone like pre-gaming or getting rowdy like that because they just really wanted to dance.
And then, which I think is very like a movie. Kevin Bacon obviously is like a great dancer. Now we knew this because, you know, he built it up, whatever. But then all of a sudden, like, what, the high schoolers are also like professional dancers?
I was thinking that too. I'm like, you're telling me these people never dance in their life or even like potentially heard music, which is, I don't understand.
And they're all white, so get out of here. Get out of here with that rhythm.
Everyone's on beat. It's a great time. Yeah. It did almost start off though where you were like, oh, is no one gonna dance? Because no one's dance. But then Ren and Ariel come in. They're all like, well, thank God these people are here. This is all we live for is these two people.
I mean, she's leaving town and he's a newbie. Guys, these can't be your heroes.
No, he does gymnastics and he's not even on the team, everyone. Remember?
But literally, I want you to go to the like final dance scene and the one woman who is some random person is just whipping her hair around. And I was like, she's gonna get a neck injury. But she looked amazing. I just was like, what grade are you? What's happening?
That to me, I was like, are you a teacher? Because like the blonde one, right? Is that who you're thinking of? Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I just felt like some of those people were like actual professional dancers and they're like, you're not gonna get any speaking parts, but don't worry, we're gonna feature you in the final scene. I love when they do the where it's like each person like gets a turn.
Oh yeah. And that was kind of cute because Sarah Jessica Parker finally saw Willard do his dance. She wasn't ready for it.
He was busting it out.
I mean, he literally was like, I'm gonna take this leg and it's gonna go to the left on the ground, and then I'm gonna take this leg, it's gonna go to the right on the ground, and then I'm gonna like do John Travolta Staying Alive, and then I'm like, whoa, we need a theme here, Willard. You're all over the place, but I love it.
He did a John Travolta, but at one point he pulled a Kaneki because there was a lot of like vibration happening, and I was like, oh no.
They definitely did a lot of like stomping, like what I imagine 3-year-old boys dance to, by just like stomping their feet on the ground.
Yes.
But I still dug it. At the end, I was dancing and happy, and
I do love the iconic though, where Kevin Bacon, after he literally beats up the gang, him and Willard, and then they leave them bleeding outside, and they're like, anyway, back inside, we've got priorities. And he runs in there and he goes, let's dance! And then it's like,
I know.
Ah! And then confetti, and like, oh, what a day.
I loved it.
Love it. Yeah, it was good.
I want you to show up to like every wedding from now on, like Kevin Bacon, where you just slide into the dance. And that's all you say. Because if I'm there, I'm like, did you all hear what she said? We're doing it.
I gotta wear knee pads, but I'm ready. I'll do it.
Okay, would you watch this again?
Yes.
Me too. How is that a thing? I don't know why. I think
I'd enjoy it bit more like backgroundy because like really paying attention, I was like, please stop with the seriousness. You guys are trying to be serious, but you're not doing it well. Yeah. So like I feel like it's something I could have on in the background and then sporadically be like, oh yeah, that's pretty silly. And like, oh, look at those dancing. There goes Kevin Bacon flying in the air by himself. That's always a fun time. Yeah.
I love it. There definitely needs to be a dad quote for this. Like, he knows this movie.
I didn't bring it up to him at all, so let's go see what happens. Hey.
Hey.
You okay?
Yeah.
Oh, Dad's watching It, Bridget.
Ew!
He's watching the newer one. We're just gonna mute that. Here we are.
Hey!
Hi. Alrighty.
Alright, so our movie this week, I didn't tell you anything about this, was Footloose. Do you remember anything about Footloose?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember any good lines. I mean, I liked Sean Penn's brother.
I didn't know it was his brother. Bridget said that.
He could cut a rug.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And,
did you like Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, he was alright.
Oh.
He was alright.
Okay.
I always thought that him and John Travolta should have went on Dancing with the Stars.
Ooh! That would be entertaining.
But they never did. They let these other stupid sports figures go on who can't do nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was good when he was teaching him how to dance and the kid was doing it and then he, he showed us what he can do at the end there.
Yeah, he did.
You had a famous line to me with dancing where you said, it's all in the hips.
It's all in the legs and the hips, right. The beat. Keep the beat.
Oh, maybe not the hips. Okay.
And I think you were the one who stood on my feet while we danced.
Absolutely.
Aww. I remember doing that.
Well, did you do that?
It was probably both of us. We were both children at some point.
Well, she dragged me to the dance at the school.
Daddy-daughter dance. I had a black eye that year. Yeah. I was just like Ariel, except I got mine from softball, not from abuse. So.
All right, Dad. Well, I love you. Thank you.
I love you too. Take care.
Goodbye.
Well, all right. So let's see.
I'm excited.
We've got 2 more weeks of Musical March, and actually very cosmic timing, but we got a very special fan pick that I'm not even joking was literally what I was going to recommend anyway.
Wait, really?
I'm not kidding.
From who?
From my best friend Mel.
Oh, Mel for the win.
And I should have known she'd pick this because we watched this movie a lot.
She's a peach.
Okay, so it is a musical.
Okay.
Wow, very high rating. So this movie came out in 2001. This is very much, I would think, a movie you would like, just based on the genres. Drama, musical, romance.
Oh.
And I will say, the interesting thing about this musical is I don't think there's any original songs. It's a lot of, like, we cover songs, kind of. And I feel like when I tell you the actors, you're gonna know.
I have no idea.
Oh, really? So one of my favorite actors, he's so hot, Ewan McGregor, Miss Nicole Kidman.
Oh, Beatles.
We're gonna watch Moulin Rouge.
Oh, I didn't think it was
What other musical is he in?
I was thinking of the Beatles one. The Love
Ewan McGregor? Oh, Across the Universe?
Across the Universe.
Ewan McGregor's not in that.
Okay, Moulin Rouge is an amazing movie, and we get to see the 4 females, Christina Aguilera, Pink, oh no?
Well,
Were they sing the song?
They're not in the movie, but they sing it. You're right. They're singing. So, yeah. We could talk about that. But yeah. Wait, I want to read what Mel wrote. She wrote us for her request message. This is her words. She goes, "Hello, amazing podcast queens. You two are my fave, and I wanted to follow the directions and submit a musical, Moulin Rouge." And then she goes... The necessary fun fact of this movie is that the same actor that plays Valerie is the same actor who plays Faramir in Lord of the Rings. And believe it or not, Bridget, I did just speak English. I know that doesn't sound like it was, but I promise you it was.
What is happening? happening?
I'm gonna need to rewatch to make that connection a little better, because I know who the actor is that she's talking about, but I can't think of that character in this movie. So anyway, but Ewan McGregor, yummy. Like, he's pretty yummy.
Okay, I'll be honest. I am trying so hard to remember this movie, and all I can think of is the one song. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Do you remember the plot, though?
Nope. Wait, can you, sing another song besides the only song I'm thinking of?
Roxanne, you don't have to turn on the red light.
Ooh.
I feel like they'll come back to you when you watch.
Okay.
This movie's kind of, on speed a little bit, but, it's fun. We all have fun on speed, so.
I'm here for it. All
okay.
I do is nothing. We're in a pandemic still, okay. So I'm here for it. Let's get some energy. Let's dance!
Let's dance! Gonna watch Moulin Rouge.
Oh, yeah! Well, Kate, I just want to let you know, if you were trying to jump in front of tractors and cars and trains, I would send you to therapy.
Thank you! That shows your love for me. Bridge, if you were dating Chuck, I would talk to the ghost boss who lives in the abandoned warehouse and ask him to, do me a favor and, get rid of him.
And call Beetlejuice.
I don't think I call Beetlejuice, I think, because clearly the other police and nobody seems to care. So, yeah, that's what I do.
It's really sweet of you.
Thank you. And listeners, if you also hate Chuck and love ghosts who are
gymnastics?
nice.
Oh, okay.
And gymnastics, yes. You should write us a review.
Yes.
We love reviews. We love written rewriews.
Yeah.
You can review us on Apple Podcasts. And if you would like to be one of our future fan picks, you can go on our website, sisterswhoseenit.com. You scroll down on the page. There is a form you can fill out where you can write what movie you want to request. You can explain if you think it'd be good for me or for Bridget. We're doing Musical March now, but once Musical March is over, we're delving right back into our list, because we've already had some other fan picks that we're going to be following up on. Very exciting. But that could be you. And if you want to just, chat with us about, your opinions on Kevin Bacon's gymnastic skills, you can email us at sisterswhoseenit.com.
And the only person we don't want to email is Bob. So if you're Bob, you can't.
Yeah, I don't need explanations on why you did what you did, because you did what you did and it's over. So I'm allowed to make fun of you now. All right? Okay. So yes, all right. Well, we'll see y'all next week for the Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, sister soul, sister soul, sister soul.
Let me see that go, sister. Oh, hey, sister. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let's dance.
Let's dance.
Bow. Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who've Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out our website at sisterswhoseenit.com, where you can email us, request movies to be reviewed, and keep up to date with all things sisters. Also, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. See you next week.